There's a new old friend in the same old place.
Hello everybody. Well, after my last video regarding Kmart, I actually had no plans of doing any other Kmart related videos ever again, but I found some old photos on my phone, my old phone, of a old store that I had visited back in 2013. And the only reason I cared about these pictures was, and the only reason I took them was because this was the absolute most disgusting, trashed, just horrible Kmart, or any store for that matter, that I had ever been in, because it was actually embarrassing to be in there. It was so horrible. It was in such bad shape. So I took all these pictures and I actually forgot all about them. So like I said, this was 2013, and basically, a long story short, we were traveling home from Chicago, and we came across this store, and I and a friend actually we were traveling together, and we actually both worked at Kmart at that time. So you know, when you work at a store and you see another location, sometimes it's fun to stop in there and just see how they do things. So that's basically what we did. So we stopped in there, and this was around Thanksgiving time, 2013. So they were in the process of putting up their Christmas, and it was actually a Saturday evening when this all happened. So keep in mind, it was a really big store. It was busy. There were a lot of people in there, but it was the worst ran store that I've ever looked at as far as a Kmart. So here's the pictures. I'm gonna go ahead and show all of them, and I just want you all to see this. So if you have any comments or questions, or just want to give your thoughts about this, go ahead in the comment section, and here we go. Alright, so here's the first picture, and like I said, they were in the process of putting up their Christmas, so naturally there's going to be a lot of clutter, but when you make a mess, you clean it up. Well, this is their way of cleaning up, I guess. This was on a Saturday night at 7 p.m., which is a really busy time, so this was just sitting out in the middle of the floor, and people could trip over that or whatever, but it just looked really bad. Here's the pillow aisle. I guess they ran out of space on in the cages there, so let's just bring out some boxes and set them out in the middle of the floor. And don't pick up the sign. That's no big deal. Here's the Christmas tree area. The bricks down there, they just left it. I mean, obviously people probably and I know at my store people will run into those with their carts. That's normal, but you don't just leave it. And it was like that, like I said, the entire time we were there. Alright, here's Christmas again. The thing that was really crazy about this picture is, of course, at the end of the aisle, you see another pallet just of junk just sitting there. And then at the top shelf, you see all these boxes just left. So I don't know if these were trash. Maybe this was excess merchandise. Who knows? It just looked really awful. Here's the Christmas also. Yeah, they just left their sign there, like a little note there that says what they're gonna put there, but it's kind of like, we'll get to it when we get to it. No big deal. Alright, here, this was, first of all, another pallet of Christmas sitting down at the end. I don't know. It's like they brought all their Christmas stuff out on the floor and just left it for people to trip over, and it just looked awful. And all these balls all over the floor, and then of course the pallet and the thing, the pallet jack just sitting there in the middle of the floor, empty, no merchandise. Something people could fall over. Who cares, right? This one, the reason I took this picture, if you look at the shelf, it wasn't even straight. They didn't even hang it right. They just hung it like at an angle, and obviously somebody knew it, because how could you not notice that? They just left it. No big deal. Here's the light bulb aisle. Again, more trash. An empty couple boxes there just of trash they just left. This was the rugs. It was absolutely trashed. And again, a cart sitting there full of trash. What is it with this place and trash? I mean, you have pallets of trash, boxes of trash, and now carts of trash. This was this was kind of like the clearance sort of aisle. Some stuff was clearance, other stuff wasn't. It was really hard to tell what was actually clearance. And this is the other side of that aisle. Like I said, it's like they were trying to do clearance, but not really, because you have kitchen chairs, furniture at the top, bed sheets at the bottom. it was just a mess. You have no I had no idea what they were going for here. Here's the as seen on TV aisle. Obviously they ran out of space on the shelf, so they just decided to start piling stuff on the floor, which, why would you do that? Look at that. Look how awful that looked. And of course, everything was just a mess. They didn't clean up. Nothing was where it was supposed to be. They didn't even try. Here's in the the deodorant aisle. Now, first of all, you have another ladder sitting there, which is not supposed to happen. And I'm guessing somebody was sitting there working or whatever, but they just left. And then they left this candle laying on the ground, which was shattered. So there was in the same aisle, you have a ladder, which is not supposed to happen. And then on top of that, you have shards of shattered glass all over the floor. So that was nice. Oh, this was the aisle that was kind of like over in the stationery aisle, where they have like the notebooks and paper and stuff like that. That display, first of all, the shelving, oh my god. It was just like somebody had just taken their hand and went down the aisle just to mess everything up, and no one ever cleaned it up. Well, you also have that display there sitting on the floor. It had obviously fallen at some point, and no one ever bothered to clean it up. So who knows how long that's been sitting there. This is their movie selection, and this is actually literally it. It didn't go, it wasn't like even an entire aisle. It was just it. This is it. So they didn't, I don't know the labeling there, I guess so that they could take them off at some point. I don't know, but it just looks so tacky. And this is the the other side of the stationery aisle. Now keep in mind, it was nowhere near Christmas, okay? I don't know why they had Christmas lights there. I guess they had extra, but the books were just thrown everywhere, and it was just piled up. Here's the a wider shot of that. Now, I didn't take what was behind me, which was literally books all over the floor, so you could tell kids were just playing in there and reading the books and throwing them all over. Here's over by the grills. Again, another another cart full of just trash and stuff that they, looks like somebody was like putting up signs or something and they just left it. You have there's a grill in the cart and a bunch of trash. So that pretty much sums up this entire store. A bunch of trash. So that's actually all that I have from this store. I hope everyone enjoyed this. This is pretty much, I don't know, this is pretty much the reason why Kmart is the way it is, going out of business. The management just does not care anymore, and this was the prime example of why that's happening. So anyway, I just thought I'd be fun to share these pictures. I hope everybody enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, anything, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. I hope you all have a great weekend, and thanks for watching.
Big Kmart. This is big.